Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blizzard Watch Plays. We are working on the last part, hopefully, of Burnt Offerings, the first adventure in the Reign of the Runelords module series. And
Rise of the Runelords.
Yeah, Rise of the Runelords, Reign, whatever. It's one of those things. Runelords are doing something.
There's an R.
Anyway, so hopefully, I'm Matt. I'm the GM for this, and hopefully we'll get through this exciting final confrontation thing. And allow us to move on to the next one when we get a chance. I'm going to just go around really fast and introduce people in reverse alphabetical order according to my thing. So, Phil, tell people about yourself and who you're playing.
Yep, I'm Phil. I'm still playing Tarn Summerbloom, Halfling Investigator, although over the course of the last adventure, he sort of morphed from Tiny Columbo into Tiny Sherlock Holmes from those Sherlock Holmes movies.
Tiny Bob the Victorian Ninja,
Tiny, yes.
Nick?
Nick Marino. I am playing Shiro, a human gunslinger / bounty hunter, or bounty hunter's background, sorry. Yeah, human gunslinger. So far, I've just been doing my best to survive. I had a rough go of it last time, but now I'm back.
Okay. Liz?
Hello, I am Liz. I'm playing Varsha, a ratfolk alchemist, and I have a tiny rat pet named Maisie. Totally normal rat friend. Nothing strange.
Maisie's a cute little rat. Joe?
Hi, I am Joe Perez, and I'm going to be playing Ogwish. I'm a frog monk. I do frog things. I do monk things. It's a nice combination. I like it.
Imagine if you did a really cool action martial arts movie with Kermit the Frog, if the Muppets kick butt.
Think of the wildest version of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and that's what you got.
And finally, Anne.
Hi, I'm Anne Stickney. I'm playing Swift Flickerwind, who's an elf and a rogue, and I fulfilled my dreams last session of getting to thwack someone very hard with a battle loot, so I don't know what this one's going to bring, but I hope it's even better.
Well, we'll try to get you a battle base, stand-up base. You can really crunch people with that. But last time, as they pointed out, they saved the town of Sandpoint from an invasion of horrible monsters, defeated the evil brother of one of their friends, Amiko, who has been kind of having a hard time. And now they're heading up to what Taijutsu's last note had told them roughly where the center point of all this evil is, which is a place called Thistletop. At one time, it was essentially a breeding ground for goblins, and then it was supposedly wiped out, and then apparently it's now taken over by goblins again. And that's where you guys are going. Although, since most of the goblins came down and attacked, you're hoping there won't be that many up.
But there's a demon lady up there.
Yeah, that's true. And someone who kidnapped... Well, you don't kidnap corpses. Somebody who stole her father's corpse and dragged it up there. Her father is the former priest of the town, and turned out not a very nice person. There's some bad things that went down, apparently, according to one of the books you read. And now you're heading up to put an end to all this before more people get attacked. And so we're going to streamline straight to you are now at Thistletop. We've covered your stuff you got and did before you went up here, preparations. You've taken a few hours of rest, and now you're here. You're in Thistletop, which is very horrible. It's, for one thing, it reeks. The goblins don't dig latrines or middens.
Hygiene just isn't a thing for them, is it?
Yeah, they just kind of go to the bathroom wherever, and they kind of just, if they decide they're going to eat something, they kind of butcher it wherever and just leave the remains wherever. So it's not what you'd call a good smell. There's several burnt out old huts. You don't actually see any signs of recent construction. They don't look like they rebuilt anything. So you're not entirely sure what they've been doing up here or where they've been doing it. There's obviously a big fire pit, and there's obviously places where they just went to the bathroom, but you have no idea where they sleep or
Does the fire pit look like it's been recently used?
it's still going.
Oh, okay.
There
But
are
there's no
several-
goblins around?
No, when you get there, I
Hmm.
won't even bother making you try to roll for it. When you get up there, it's pretty obvious the place was emptied out for the attack.
Okay. But there's no sign of, like, this is where they bedded down for the night, that kind of, like...
You feel like you'd have to actually do some investigating to figure that out, because this place it is not a place that was kept lovingly, and therefore any disturbances or any mass movement would be trackable. If you didn't know that they charged down and finally came to Sandpoint, you would have no idea where they went.
Okay, I want to, like, look around.
Okay, is anyone else looking around?
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Is
right.
that perception?
Yeah, I believe so. Joe, perception, right?
Yeah, should be. Unless you're doing
You can do something
Something
else if you
special.
think of something. If you can think of something special to do, you're free to do it.
It's 19 plus 7, so 26.
All right. Anybody else?
24.
Not as good as that. Long shot.
18.
Okay. Phil is apparently not doing anything. So, with that roll, after you like spend some time trying to avoid stepping in leavings or corpses, you realize that where there used to be huts, there were some of them were just flattened, but some were cleared out. And when you go up to one of the larger ones, there's basically a hole dug into the bottom of it, and you can see along the edge of the hole stairs that have been shaped in some way. It doesn't look like it was hacked out. It looks like someone. The closest thing you can think of is someone told the stone to move.
Great. Well, it looks like everybody important is down, folks. I think we're going to have to go down there if we're going to figure out what's going on here.
Oh, it makes sense. That's what you read in the thing. Those are about the tunnels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there seems to be a lot of people telling rocks to do things so far in this adventure.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there more than one stairwell going down, or is it just in the biggest building there?
Well, I mean, the largest one is the one you were just looking in, and you can see that there is a staircase heading down. I
Okay.
haven't looked in the other two.
Take a look at the other two.
Okay, one of them you just see blackness. There is a hole cut in the ground, but you just see blackness. There doesn't seem to be a way to go down that one. The other one, however, when you go off to the right, as you're looking north, that one is also a set of descending spiral stairs, and also made out of. At first, it looks like shaped stone, but you realize it's some kind of hardened mud. It's almost like fired mud. Like if you've fired mud and turned it into a rock, or when you fire clay. Clay is essentially a kind of mud. It's sort of like that. It's a hard, somewhat ceramic-like substance.
Huh. Well, guys.
I look at Columbo. What does he think?
What do I think? Have I ever seen anything like this before?
You haven't really spent a lot of time in Goblin Warrens, so you've never personally seen anything like this. But the stairs, they're far more elaborate than you would expect for a goblin. You think in Magnamar, you've seen spiral stairs like this. Not exactly like this, but the technique of making would be similar. There were buildings in Magnamar that were built before the Varisians even came to the area. They're very old, and they were built with magic. And you think this is a similar kind of magic, but you don't know if this is a copy of it, if someone has learned it, or if they were built then. So basically you have two staircases you can go down.
What do you think?
Is it lit at the bottom of these staircases? Is there any
We
light?
have 3 sun rods, right?
Yeah,
You
we
have
do.
three
I've got
sunlights.
3 in my bag of
We
holding.
can be lit
I just-
wherever we want at any point.
I'm going to take one of the. While we're
I
debating,
don't-
sorry.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
While everybody's debating, I'm just going to reach into the bag of holding, grab one of the sun rods, strike it so that it lights up, and then drop it down one of the holes.
Which one?
Drop it down the dark one, because I
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
know.
Yeah, I'm going down the dark one, the one that doesn't have stairs.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
You drop it. You see it twirling down until it is very small, and you're about to, does this thing have a bottom? Then you hear very distantly, you can see the point of light fairly far down. You'd say at least 200-300 feet.
Wow. Okay. So we don't want to go down that one.
Or if we do, we want to be very careful and not just throw ourselves down like we did the sun rod.
I'm thinking we should go down the stairs in the smaller hut, because the one in the large hut, that feels like it's maybe a front door. You know what I mean?
And we can't, like, during any of these stairs, it's much like the rest of the room. We can't discern any notable tracks.
There are no tracks going down these stairs. There's no mud. There's none of this chaos of above.
Right.
You think the goblins were living and sleeping in muck. Like if they were,
Which makes sense because they were smelly and gross. So
yeah, but also you get the sense they weren't welcome to come downstairs. Like there's nothing is tracked down these stairs. They are clean.
okay.
They're actually clean.
So we want to go in the small hut or the big one, guys? I'm voting small hut.
I like small hut at this point. I think.
Sure. It's as good as anything, right?
Okay.
Liz?
Let's go in the small hut. What do you think, Liz?
I'm following the group.
Okay.
I imagine Varsha was kind of standing back, and as Ogwish threw the sunrod down, she was kind of doing that thing, because she kind of thinks maybe you don't want to announce your presence, but what's done is done.
Fair enough.
I don't think that far ahead.
It takes you 5 minutes of walking, assuming a normal walking speed, to get down these stairs, which means they are pretty deep. Yeah. They're also extremely shallow. They're not a deep angle. They're shallow, so you do a lot of you're circling a lot. As you do, you see that strange shape on the walls. As you go down, you'll keep coming upon it over and over again. The strange, almost star-like Synhedron rune that you were told about before. The one that you
Synhedron
saw.
thing?
Yeah, the one you saw before.
Okay. What is it? Is it marred or is it intact?
It's intact.
Remind me,
Okay.
do we have an image of what that looks like?
We do. Hold on. I thought I sent it to you guys last week, but I will look for another one.
It's like a spinning star kind of looking thing, yeah?
I've just put it in the D&D channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
This one, it's a little bit deeper carved. It's like the one you had before was actually embossed into metal. This one's carved into the wood. I mean, into the rock of the wall, mud, rock, solidified substance. And it definitely has the weathering you see in that image. Each one of them is raised out of the wall a little bit. It's like they have these like boss plaques that come out and the rune is carved into them.
Okay.
Is it possible to pry one of those plaques off the wall?
You wouldn't be able to pry it because it's grown out of the wall. You'd have to cut it off, and it would be a lot of work. It's theoretically possible.
That sounds like more time than I'm gonna put into it right now since we're skedaddling down this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, presumably skedaddling stealthily down this.
I was going to say, we're going stealthily, right? We're trying to be quiet.
Yeah. At this point, I'm not making you make any stealth checks unless you really want to.
Well, then, let's see what happens when we get to the bottom of this thing.
So after like the 5 minutes I mentioned, you reach the bottom. The first thing you notice about the bottom of it is that it is dark. If you don't have low light vision, you can barely see anything at all. And even with low light vision, there's not a lot to see, and there's very little light here. Even low light vision isn't doing much because it needs light to do its thing, and there's almost none. But if you have low light vision, you can make out that when you get to the bottom of the staircase, it kind of keeps going like in a circle for a little bit, and then there is a path out, like a hallway that goes about 15 feet, and should I do doing meters? No, we're just 15 feet. It goes 15 feet, and then there's some kind of tunnel that it goes into.
Is there a door on the tunnel, or is it just open?
No, it's straight. It's a straight thing. This, by the way, the tunnels are 25 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, this place is built for big boys.
So,
Like it's 25 feet tall and 10 feet across.
hey guys, so I could pull out another one of these sun rods so we could see, but if there's anything down here, it would just immediately let them know that we're here and walking down the tunnel. So what do you guys think?
On the flip side, we're already in a dark tunnel where things probably that live in dark tunnels live in the light. So they might see us coming anyway, and then I'm sure it's just going to be at a distinct advantage.
Yeah, I'm looking around trying to just
sure, you
squint my
basically-
eyes in the
yeah.
dark.
There's
I was
nothing.
Okay. I'm going to pull out a sun rod and light
So
the
what
second one.
Okay. Do the lighting of the sun rod. You basically have it's dim light past 20 feet, right, Joe?
Yes, dim light from 20 to 40.
Okay, so it's good light up until that, and then dim light past it. In the area, you can see the path to the hallway is now lit. You can see the walls around you. They're carved with images of what appear to be gigantic forms being... It's hard to say. There's like a small Synhedron rune type shape floating there, and it coming out of it seemed to be stuff that's like tendrils or whips, like that are striking the backs of these giant figures. And meanwhile, the giant figures are building things further ahead. As you go down the hallway, you see that the images of giants are building things like monuments and statues and all that kind of stuff.
That's weird.
And the rune is like spurring them on to do it.
Yeah, like possibly like an overseer or something. It's making them do these things.
The star is making them do these things?
Yeah.
Huh.
You get to the path where the
So that
next
must
tunnel
be
intersects.
okay.
and-
So that's yeah, because you told us like it was the sigil of the 7 rulers, and they called themselves the Sahedron Lords, Rune Lords, and they used to use them to control giants.
That's what you've heard. That's the stuff
Yeah.
you managed to pick
Yeah.
out last time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it looks like is happening here. Although control
Okay.
is
As you
interesting.
get to where the tunnel intersects the next tunnel, you can tell that tunnel is equally as large and goes off to the left and the right. Directly where your tunnel comes to that tunnel, on the wall on the opposite side, is an image of a snake-bodied, like a snake-tailed, human-torsoed, 6-winged thing with one of those Synhedron runes for a head. Like, it doesn't have a head. It's got like a glowing form and then that rune where the head would be. It's carved in a really
Head
interesting
Lord?
style. You don't know. You've never seen
Literally a
this thing before.
sin head run. Is there any kind of roll I can make to attempt to recall knowledge about this?
Yeah, I believe there's
Or
different kinds of...
fall under like occultism, maybe?
You could try it under occultism, yeah.
Give that a shot.
I will also give an occultism.
14 plus 9, 23.
Okay.
I rolled a 1, so no.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know what that is.
Huh.
But darn, you're like, it's bugging you. Like, you're sitting here going, I feel like then you remember that there was the Empire of Thassalon was the empire, and the god, they had kind of a demigod / god that was a major religious figure, like one of the major faiths, named Lysala. And that's Lysala. Lysala had 2 symbols. One was a stern woman with no mouth, and the other was essentially what you just saw, except you've never seen it carved like this. It's very stylized. It also, the scale of it, it's like filling up the whole space. So it's 25 feet tall, and it's carved with what would look like smooth lines if you were back at when you walked in. But as you get closer to it, from your perspective, there's so much jaggedness. You think, like, did someone use like a finger to do this? Like, was it hacked out of the rock? Like, it's not unskilled, but it is scaled differently. You get the sense that giants made that too. But you're at the basically you can go left or you can go right from here.
What you think, guys?
Can we see anything indicating that like either corridor has been recently used?
If you turn your head to the left, you see a faint light coming up out of a doorway. And again, it's another one of these massive doorways. It's a solid 25 feet to the top. Like, these are huge hallways and huge doorways. You just see this, like, the light. You think it's the light from the sunrod coming out of that room to the left.
Oh, from the one that we dropped down?
Yeah. To the right, you can see almost nothing. Even your sunrod doesn't illuminate far enough for you to see anything past the hallway down there.
Maybe we should at least grab our other sunrise so we have them both.
Yeah, let's go over there and get it.
So does somebody want to sneak over and get it?
I can sneak over.
Say one of us can do a little sneaky.
Yeah, I'll sneak down and see if I can get it. Yeah?
I'll go ahead and make a stealth
By
check.
all means.
You said stealth check?
Mhm.
18?
Okay. You don't think anybody sees you. As you head down, it's about 20 feet to the edge of the doorway, and once you get to the doorway, it's pretty clear that the entire room, which is a solid 50 feet across, is water below about like a foot of stone. Like, there's a lip of stone and some stairs going down into it, and the rest is just this giant pool of water, and the light of the sunrod is about 40 feet down at the bottom of it, and there's a lot of like what look to be like dolphins or octopus heads or various other aquatic things where water is being sprayed out into this.
into the fountain thing, like a fountain.
It's like a series of fountains pouring into a big basin of some kind. And there's
Is there
an enormous
a drain at the bottom?
There's shapes at the bottom.
Oh,
There's no visible this is a drain, but just make a straight up roll a d20 and add your straight up intelligence modifier to it.
Intelligence 17.
You think that's a gigantic 5 foot across bath plug with an enormous metal ring on it that you would use to pull out.
At the bottom?
At the bottom. Next to the gigantic concrete bird. There's a huge concrete bird, like a solid, like it would be the size of like an L4 human torso.
Under the water, or?
Yeah, at the bottom of the water, kind of like on its side.
Like it got knocked over?
No, it just is down there.
Huh. And the sun rod is sitting on top of this plug thing?
Yes.
Huh.
You'd have to swim down 40 feet to get it.
So I'm going to sneak my way back to the group and fill them in on what's there.
And now you all know what she just saw.
Do you want me to try and swim down and get it? Because I don't know if I want to. I mean,
considering
it's a little weird.
More, I don't know if it's worth the risk of messing with some strange liquid in a strange fountain.
I mean, it looks like water to me, but I didn't touch it though because I wasn't sure. And I mean, the sun rod that we've got lit over there, it lasts for 6 hours. So like, I don't think we need to get that one. It's just a really weird room.
Yeah, and if we're trying to not announce our presence, the giant bath plug definitely seems.
Well, here's my other concern. Here's my other concern, right? Like the water is running down there, and the plug is in the hole, which means that water level is going to rise, which means eventually it's going to hit this hallway.
Oh, right. When you saw the plug, you saw that around the edge of the giant round room, there are slits just at.
Oh, okay. So there is an overflow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It
then
is essentially...
nix that last thing that I said.
Okay, they're not like trying to flood their own hallway or anything. Okay.
This is set up so that while that plug is in, the water level will go up to this point and then stop. Just like if you have a bathtub with the proper,
like a big bathtub thing with a bird and a stone bird, almost like it's like if a rock giant had a rubber ducky, but not a rubber ducky.
Maybe someone has a master plan to make the goblins take a bath.
But I think we should just leave the sun rod there and go the other way.
Yeah, I think if we've learned anything so far, it's maybe not to pull on things.
Yeah.
You imply that acting like an absolute gremlin has ever been detrimental? That sounds. But I agree.
I mean, I'm all for the spirit of experimentation, but maybe after we deal with the immediate problem.
Yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not like the best swimmer in the whole wide world. So, I mean, I could go after it, but I think that we should just go down the other hall because it's obvious there's nothing that we need in there.
And for all we know, that is some skin melting acid or something very terrible and bad.
Well, it did melt the sun rod.
That doesn't mean it wouldn't melt your skin off.
Yeah, the sun rod is not made of meat.
I'll take the alchemist's word for that. I don't actually know what sun rods are made of.
Yeah, I'll listen to the alchemist.
I'll defer to the genius.
Okay.
The alchemist knows that lots of chemicals are very dangerous, and some of them she likes to throw at people occasionally.
Well, then let's go ahead and go down the other direction.
Okay, after you walk about 100 feet, you come to another one of those giant doorways. This one does have a door on it.
Is the door shut?
Yep.
Is it locked?
It doesn't look to have a visible lock at all, but you're not sure. Like, the only way to really know would be to attempt to open it, or if somebody has the appropriate skill, they might be able to tell something about its construction.
I was going to say, is there such a thing as checking for traps?
I believe so, yeah. I believe it's just straight a perception check.
I'm going to check and see if there's any traps on that thing.
Okay.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where are you? 17 plus 7. 24?
Okay. Whilst you don't think you can make any determinations about possible traps on the other side of the door, because the door is big and seems to be relatively solidly constructed based on you like doing quick taps against it, you're not getting a lot of noise out of it. This side, you don't see anything that would possibly be a trap. It doesn't even
Okay.
have like a recessed place for a door opener. It's just a big chunk of wood.
Is there anything that I can grab or pull on or
No.
Could-
push on?
You could push on the
Could I
door.
make a,
Go ahead, Liz. Sorry.
Go
could I
ahead.
make a crafting roll to see if I know anything about how this might have been constructed? Was this built by giants? Is this super old? Is this new construction?
Yeah, I'm going to let you do that. Sure. That sounds like a good use.
That's a 29.
Okay, what you can determine is this is extremely old. Because the wood that it is made of is a kind of wood that grew on the island of Aslant. And Aslant has been gone since the terrible skyfall that destroyed that civilization. This tree doesn't exist anymore. So there's you can tell by the way the pattern of the wood is. It's called dapple wood. It's got all these little like spots that have it's like instead of wood having one big giant grain with like it's like this thing had like literally thousands and thousands of branches all coming off of it. It's extremely decorative. It's very lustrous, and it's often sought after. Like this chunk of wood, if you were to take it out of here so someone could use it on their own construction projects, would probably fetch you 50,000 gold.
Wow.
Because it's a really big piece of that kind of wood. That's the first thing you realize.
Incredible.
The next thing you come to realize is that it almost certainly was made by giants, but it was not designed by giants. This is Thessalonian architecture, which is itself derived from Aslant architecture. This is a structure that is at least several thousand years. And none of this is new construction. The halls aren't. As you've been coming up too, there's still murals on the walls. One of the murals has that figure from before, the star-headed snake
lady?
woman wingy thing, surrounded by 7 people like looking up to it. Like not like worshiping it, but learning from it, like sitting at the feet of a master sort of thing. And another of the pictures shows like giants who are wearing armor that's like bolted into their bodies, and these enormous hats with like rune markings on them, including the Sanhedrin rune, as they're conquering. Like that's a troll, that's a human, that's a bunch of long-haired humans who are on the backs of giant animals with long noses that kind of like a tentacle nose. You've never seen anything like this big shaggy thing with these giant tusks and this long head. There's like 3 of them with people on the backs. There's all these different kind of people, and these giants are just ravaging them. And behind them, the 7 figures that we're learning from the woman snake thing are like directing it all. And from their hands, the runes are floating above their hands, and from their hands, those whip-like tentacle things are coming out to the giants and seem to be directing them.
Snake Lady, the person that taught the Runelords how to Rune Lord?
Who is it who made the occultism roll before?
That was Torn.
Yeah. If you say that out loud, Swift?
Yes.
Okay. You heard that, and you know the answer, which is yes, it is the goddess Lasala. She is the one that is credited with teaching rune magic to the people of Aslanti.
I'll fill in that gap then.
Okay. Well, this is a really weird place for a demon out. And there's no way to open that door, huh?
Oh, you haven't tried.
I'm gonna try pushing on the door.
Okay. What's your strength?
Abysmal.
Yeah.
It's a +2.
Yeah, you can feel it give a little. Like,
That's
but this
better
is
than mine.
Yeah, this is a big, heavy door. You are not 100% sure that if everyone pushed on it, you'd be able to get it open, but you definitely think it's going to require pretty significant effort.
I mean, I do have the giant strength thing going on right now. I can just go poke it.
Okay.
Okay.
So make a strength check.
Oswald, Ogwin, can you try? Ogwish.
Sure. Dirty 20.
Okay. It doesn't quite move. You've no, not quite, but again, there is some give. There's a little bit of but it doesn't quite open.
Can we all push with Ogwish?
Sure. I'm going to say everybody roll. Tell me what you got, and I will add up how many successes that gives us.
I have a 14.
18 plus 4 is 22.
Okay.
14.
Hero has
Okay, so what did you get, Shiro?
8 plus 0 is 8.
Okay. Then Tarn.
I rolled a 1.
You, with the results you just got, you think it'll take you at least five attempts to get the door open, but you think you can get it open.
Okay.
So do you make the 5 attempts, or do you try exploring somewhere else?
So here's the deal, guys. We could push this door open and go through it, or we could go all the way back upstairs and go through the big staircase. I kind of want to see what's on the other side of this door. I don't know about the rest of you, but this is interesting.
We're already here. We're already pushing. We may as well finish the job.
Okay.
Okay, unless you guys want to do 5 sets of rolls, I'm just going to assume you get the same results every time.
Are we making a lot of noise while we're doing this?
Hell yeah. The giant wooden door is it's actually metal shot on the bottom, which you didn't notice, but it's got like metal studs on the underside so that as it goes, it's squealing quite a bit. It's like rink, rink, rink.
Okay.
Look, they already know we're here. We have a sun rod.
Yeah, they do.
And we threw a sun rod down a thing into the pool. So, like, let's just do it. Come on.
It seems weird that we haven't seen anyone yet, and now,
We'll just be on our ready.
this is heavy.
Okay, as the door opens, it's taking a lot of effort, and then suddenly the door just opens. It just slides right on open.
Huh.
Probably because of the giant who's standing
Open
there.
the door for us.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
He's quite pallid. He's got like a metal thing clamped on his head, obscuring his eyes, by the way, with that giant Sanhedrin rune on his head and that armor stuff from outside. He's a good 10, 12 feet tall. And as he stands there, he's like looming. You'd say he was looking, except his eyes are underneath this giant metal thing. So you have no idea if he can see you or not. But he's standing there. And that item that you got off of the druid 2 sessions ago now lights up. And as it does, the thing on his forehead lights up. And he goes, Intelovonga tatunt Isha. And he moves back, bringing the door with him.
You're welcome.
He doesn't respond. He's now like, he's standing up against the wall. Like you get the sense he was standing up against the wall before the door started opening. And he's now got the door in his hands. Like one hand out on the door to keep it open.
So, guys, just pretend like we belong here. Let's go.
Alrighty.
You
go striding right on in like an old place.
as you guys step into the room, the runes on the ceiling light up. The ceiling is 50 feet above you. This is a vaulted, like it's a rectangular room except one end is rounded, kind of like a nave in a church. And there are a bunch of, for lack of a better word, imagine if there were like metal futons instead of pews or chairs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 of them in this room. On each of them is bones.
Like giant bones or people bones?
Small bones.
Goblin
Smaller than Tarn's bones would be about this size, maybe a little small.
Goblin bones?
Do any of you have any kind of medical thing that you could be able to
I am a medicine person.
Then you should make your roll to see if you know whose bones these are.
Ooh, I'm trained in medicine as well.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Just an 11, me.
Okay.
23.
23 makes it. They are humanoid, but they're children. There's unsutured spots to the skulls. One of them is very clearly a gnome, but you can tell by the shape of the skull around the ear. Unlike other races, gnomes actually have kind of an ossified structure that the instead of cartilage in their ear. So you can tell that that's a gnome. There is a Nezumi or rat person here. That's a child as well, or like a pup, I think they're called. Several others. There's one that you don't recognize at all, but it is definitely the skull is immature. The skeletons are arranged around a tall spike that goes up about 6 feet. And based on damage to the bones in some of them, you think that they would have been put on these and then driven to the floor.
Cool.
So they're run through with these spikes, or they're arranged around the spikes?
Run through.
Okay.
Like there's damage to spines and hips and other places. But you're also fairly certain that these, like, they're skeletons, so there's not a ton of, like, you can't tell about soft tissue.
Yeah.
But based on the damage to the skeletons, this wasn't gentle. They would have been hard to survive this, even if you didn't have the evidence of the bones that they didn't survive it. The amount of damage to the skeletons is pretty extensive.
Are there any other doors leading out of this place besides the one we came through?
Yep, there's one. Basically, if you think of the room as a rectangle with a rounded end, on the other end, that's a straight rectangular wall. There's a doorway heading out. This one is smaller. It is about 10 feet.
Is it closed or open?
There's a door.
Oh boy.
This door is not a gigantic wooden slab like the one that you just walked in on. This one is it's smaller. It's more ornate. It's made out of a reddish gold material, a metal of some kind. And it has it's got the Synhedron rune. And this is when it's done in straight up metalworking and in good metalworking.
Okay. I'm going to check that one for traps.
Okay. Make the roll.
Perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
21?
Yes, it's trapped. It's very trapped.
No.
There's a mechanical trap there's not a door knob, but there's a door pull. There's a mechanical trap on that when you pull the door pull, instead of pulling the door, it actually just pulls the trap out. And you don't know what it does, but you definitely see that. There are several holes around the outside upper edge of the door. You don't know what they do, but in your experience, traps, things with holes that things can come out of.
Probably arrows and things. Yeah.
It could be poison gas. It could be arrows. You're not sure, but the rune itself is magical. You can tell not by any particular magical ability on your part, but simply because the way the door is built, it reminds you of a door you once saw when going through Magnamar. That basically, whatever the spell was, the doorway channeled it outward at people in front of it.
Oh.
So yeah, this thing would be incredibly deadly and dangerous if not for the fact that all of this stuff has been triggered.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like the door thing is already out. The magical rune thing has gone off at some point. You reach up and you actually find a greenish dried residue, and it doesn't even take Varsha 3 seconds to look and go, oh yeah, that'll kill you. That'll kill you real fast because it's poisonous. You actually remember your teacher telling you about this gas. It's like an acid gas that just eats people.
Yeah.
So.
Not good. Not.
Well, bad news, this door was super trapped. Good news, was super trapped. It's all been set off. So somebody went through there. Should we mosey on through, guys?
We need to be very careful of whatever this is. Also, is the giant that opened the door, is he still just there?
Yep. He's just standing there.
And he's not doing anything at all?
Nope.
How tall is he?
Who has the item from the druid or did any of us take it?
One of you took it. I remember
No,
that
one of
much.
us took it. I think I have it, but I'm not sure.
I'm going to say for the purposes of this that indeed you did take it.
I think I pilfered the druid. Yeah. So it's glowing.
I didn't.
Is the sigil glowing still on the giant?
And the ceiling, yes.
No, I meant on the giant.
And the ceiling.
And
it's glowing on the giant and the ceiling and the thing in your hand.
What part of what else is on the ceiling besides that?
It's multiple of the Synhedron runes arranged directly above the
and is
children.
It just one of them that's going?
One for every of the kind of
every spike.
Tones. Yep.
Okay. How tall is the giant?
Like 10, 15 feet. He could get through that door. He would just have to bend.
I'm gonna look at the glowing rune thingy that I've got, and I'm gonna go over to the giant. And I'm going to go, hey, can you open that door? I'm pointing at the other door.
Looks at you. Isna kev ilkang or.
I don't think I understand that. I don't think I have that language.
Kesna ilk van kevnak or. You get the sense he's saying it louder and slower.
If you could say it in a different language.
Tell what language?
Tesna. He's like. You get the sense of somebody who's like talking to their cat, but the cat is annoying them.
So I'm just going to repeat it back to him.
So you say Kesna or?
To him.
Okay, he looks at you.
I'm going to point at the door, the other door. Can you move that? Kesna.
He's looking. It's hard to tell if he's confused or not because most of his face is underneath a giant helmet that's like bolted to his skull. But he definitely isn't acting like somebody who's going to go over to that door anytime soon.
Okay.
Is this any language any of us even remotely recognize? Does this sound familiar to anyone?
Do any of you speak Giant?
Well, that's what I was looking for.
I
Was
do
where
not.
is my
Okay.
languages?
It's under details. If you're using Path Builder.
I have none selected under
Me either.
languages. Yeah. Okay.
So if none of you speak Giant, then you don't know what he is saying.
Hmm.
And in Throwing a Pact, I'll let you have this one for free. Even if you spoke Giant, you don't know that you'd actually be able to understand him.
Because it's very old.
Yes, the language he is speaking, it'd be like old Giant. And these guys are, but then again, maybe the Giants haven't changed their language much. You haven't done a lot of research on Giant society.
So I'm going to go over to the other door. Does the other door have a rune on it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to touch the glowing rune that I have to the rune on the door.
Tonk.
Anything happen?
No.
Screw it. I'm going to open the door.
Door opens.
Can I see what's on the other side?
There's a kind of floating stair, like not stairs, like a floating rope ladder, except there's no ropes. It just goes like plank, 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 and they all just glow. And there's about 20 of them to get to the other side. And around you is void.
Wow. Well, that's new.
And then at the other side of it, there is another door, similar to this one. However, this door is open. In fact, it looks like it was opened forcibly. And there's blackened residue all around the door and the walls around the door and the first 3 floating steps of this bridge thing.
So somebody blew it up. Or, well, it looks like somebody blew it up. What do you think, guys?
Can I examine? Yeah, like examine this residue, and just try to gauge: was this done a long time ago? Was this done a week ago?
You'd have to actually go across till you were like basically standing
Oh.
right on the other side. You can't do it from here because the residue is over there.
Yeah. How far across is it?
I'd say 45 feet. Basically, it's right in front of the next door, which is 50 feet from this door.
Swift is just going to stealth across the bridge. Or try to.
Okay, go ahead.
Do the hop hop. That is... Wait, where is my stealth? Is it +8? Oh, it's 12 and 8. 20.
You would be practically a ghost, a shadow, completely invisible, if not for the fact that every time your foot comes down on one of these things, it lights up.
Does it play music too?
No. Well, I mean, you're not like you don't. I don't think elves have super high pitch of hearing, so no.
Bummer.
As far as you can tell, there's no sound.
They don't play
But they
chopsticks on it.
They do
but
light
okay.
up,
Shiro's
and
gonna
they're
follow
changing
her.
through 7 different colors as you go down it.
The rainbow?
Not quite. Perhaps a rainbow if everybody saw slightly differently. None of the colors are the basic red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet type stuff. But they're all related shades. Like instead of red, you've kind of got like a carnelian shade, and instead of orange, you've kind of got more of a Sierra phase, and so forth. Like these are colors. They're related to colors, but they're not quite the ones you'd use.
Okay. So, is there anything else on the other side besides the black and stuff?
Well, I'm going to assume at this point that Varsha's doing her check to see if she can determine how old it is when it happened.
Yes, I will hop over lightly as possible.
Yeah, because I was just going to turn around and go, okay, come on, guys.
if you step on one that someone else has already lit, it lights up a different color.
Huh.
So it goes from red to yellow or to green, and it doesn't seem to have any particular pattern, but you're noticing that it is happening. When you get there, go ahead and make I'm not trying to figure out, crafting might be the way to go because you've used crafting for your alchemy, right? Yeah, so go ahead and make a craft check.
That's 15, which is very bad for me.
Yeah, well, it's actually not that hard. This is fresh soot, and
Okay.
there's a distinctive smell, and you look down and you find dried pieces of backguano,
Okay.
which, if you know anything about magic, backguano is one of the components for Fireball.
Someone has done this pretty recently.
Yeah, you'd say within a month, someone blew a hole in this door. Or in this case, as you get closer to it, you see that they've actually blown the door off the hinges.
Do we know when the goblin attacks started? The recent ones? Was
The
that
day you
timeline?
arrived.
Oh, okay. So there weren't any goblin attacks before we showed up. Okay.
Nope. They were apparently preparing and getting ready to do something, but they hadn't actually done it until you guys were there, and then they did their little probe attack. They didn't do that because you were there, as far as you know.
Yeah, that'd be odd. So, okay. Well, there's not much for it but to keep going, right?
Onward.
Someone blew out this door to get in. There must be something on the other side we're getting.
Ogwish?
Yes.
The stairs are kind of jade. The floating, like, wood plank, whatever. They're actually kind of jade. You're familiar with it. You've seen it on temples.
Okay, that's new. I relay that information to the party.
That's odd.
What kind of temples do you normally see this on?
I don't know. What type of temples do I normally see this on?
You're from Zia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Zian temples, usually monastic retreats, or in the case of one order in particular, who the most familiar to this, they're used for exorcism and imprisonment.
Info dump here.
As you guys go into the next room, it's smaller than the previous ones, and at first, it's the really strange thing is this, like what looks to be some kind of well. But the well isn't a water well. There's some kind of bubbling purple something that when it starts bubbling out of the well, turns into like almost gas and then just drifts away and down.
Oh.
And it's like smoke on the ground, and then it trails off down. There's a long passageway behind it, and there's a carved out chunk of wall to the left of where you're standing that looks like someone broke through it.
Like someone broke into this room or someone broke out of this room?
Someone broke out of this room. Because the material, you can actually see the rocks and other material of the wall on the other side of the hole, like scattered around on the ground. There's not much of it in here. Whereas the door is blown in. The door is, someone hit the door with possibly a fireball, possibly some other kind of spell, possibly just explosives that use backguano. I mean, it can be used to create a kind of gunpowder.
So we got a door where all the traps were already blown, a door that was blown inward recently by a fireball, and this which looks wrecked.
Yeah.
It feels like we're following the scene of a break-in.
Yeah, it does.
Subtle break-in.
Like we're 2 steps behind.
You're not wrong.
I mean, what I will say is that if they're doing the break-in, then they're probably distracted with whatever's at the end of this, yeah? And it also means if there's any traps along the way, they've probably already either taken them out or set them off.
I mean, that part's good, but the traps don't seem to phase them, which is troubling. Like, we heard that acid eats people, and now it's, they just plowed right on through and fireballed a door open.
Well, I mean, this sounds really dangerous. We should probably just leave, right?
No, I think we should go through and let's follow the trail.
Would
I
be
mean,
very
whatever
like
we're
us,
looking
though,
for
to
is probably at the end of here.
We do have a habit of seeing what Matt has put in front of us and then running in the other direction.
Yes.
That's why I gave you multiple things this time. All right. Well, because we kind of are working on time here, I'm going to say, you guys make a decision now and tell me what you decide.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, I think we keep following the path of whatever broke in here.
Yeah.
So are you going?
I'm
Are you going to the left or are you going straight? Because there's 2 ways out of this room. One is the hole smashed in the leftward wall. The other is the normal door straight ahead of you that goes straight in the same direction you've been walking this whole time. And there's that giant well with the stuff coming out of it in the center of the room.
I'd like to at least look at the well before we leave and examine, if I can, what is in here. What is this stuff?
Okay,
Okay.
Is
you
it
look
going
the
to murder us
well.
all?
Yeah, you figure that out, and then we'll decide, are we going to cross the room and go to the other side, or are we going to go in the blown hole? Because I feel like the reason the blown hole was there was because they realized they couldn't cross the room.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was expedient.
Yeah.
So
You're our alchemist, though, so go ahead and check.
I am.
Okay, what's your will save, Marcia?
My will save +7. So
Okay. Yeah, you are completely dominated for a moment with this feeling of intense, violent hate and rage. You just want to destroy, to kill, to murder. And then it sort of just stops. And you're like, as you instinctively pull back, rearing up, ready to let go with your violence, it's like you lift your head up out of something and you're not affected. But do you feel like somebody who's just had that kind of experience? Your heart's pounding, your head's a little aching, and there's a bit of a like your fingers are a little shaky.
Okay, I'm just gonna take several steps back and be like, I'm not going to explain this to anyone. I'm just going to say, stay away from it. Stay away from it. Let's go through the hole.
Okay, let's go through the hole.
Okie dokie then.
All right. Who goes through the hole first? Because it's not big enough for you to all to just walk through it in one group. You'd have to be like the most 2 people next to each other.
I'll go through first. That's fine.
I'll follow
Okay.
him.
I'm going to specifically go through last because I want investigator move.
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna.
Where I can examine
in.
the details of a potential clue, which in this case I'm considering this blown out hole.
Okay.
Designating the subject related to that clue as the target of an active investigation.
All right.
Just in case I need to make a skill check on whoever blew this hole.
All right. So what exactly are you trying to determine, or is this just something you set up for later?
This is a setup for later. I basically get to pick up to 2 things at a time as a single creature, item, or small location as a subject of investigation. And whenever I make a perception or skill check to investigate them, I get +1.
All right.
So it doesn't do anything now, but if I have to investigate later, I get.
That's fine. Okay. You step into a room that it basically is a giant triangle. Like it's narrow here, and in fact, it's narrow here in a way that suggests, the wall was getting ripped away or ripped out and scattered in the other direction, and then it gets wider very quickly, and the wider part seems to be like actually carved into the rock, and that goes to a series of 3 gigantic stone something with like they have a big slab on top and this enormous like a solid 5 foot tall box, for lack of a better word. I'll just be upfront. If you've ever seen a tomb, they're the things the bodies go in. There's 3 of them on the end of this thing, and then on the side to your left. Hold on, as you're looking, it's your right as you're looking. It's your left if you were looking out the direction you just came from. So it's on your right as you're looking at these 3 stone things. There's another pathway that's like very clearly dug into the rock and then curves away and is gone out of sight.
So
Is it leading from the hole to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there are like sarcophagi in here. Do they look disturbed in any way?
No.
Well, I think we should just follow the trail.
Do we recognize any of the sarcophagi usually have symbolism or features or faces on the outside? Are they recognizable?
They're the same runes that you've seen everywhere else.
Wait, they really like this.
Are these like huge sarcophagi? Or are they like giant sized sarcophagi?
Yes, they're like 5 feet tall, like a solid 15 feet long. They are very large.
Okay. Well, I don't want to wake up any potential undead giants. I say we keep going.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Anne isn't feeling well, so she had to step away, but everybody else is still here, so we're going to move on from this point. You guys are in the room as described. What are you guys doing? Swift is currently looking around and trying to figure out if anything here needs to be poked.
I think we keep going.
Yeah, I think we keep moving forward.
Seems fun.
Okay. If you head down that tunnel that is carved into the rock, it's big for you guys. It's more than big enough for you guys to get through, but it would have been really cramped for a giant. You're not sure what made it.
Was the hole that came into this room, was that a giant-sized hole or a normal-sized hole?
It was at least 10 feet tall.
Okay.
This wall is not. This tunneling hole is maybe 6 feet from end to end, like 6 feet up and 6 feet across. As you're getting through it, let's see who has the various things. Does anyone here have Arcana?
Yeah. Plus 9. Trained.
Yeah, me too, actually.
If you've got Arcana trained, then go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
I'm rolling real bad. That's an 11.
Okay.
That's bad for me.
19 plus 9.
Okay. You're Varsha. You're having a hard time remembering. But Tarn, again, you remember those structures in Magamar. This does not look like it's that magic. It looks like somebody couldn't do that magic, and so resorted to some kind of disintegration or destruction magic. Like they just melted this to get it out of their way.
Well, it fits with everything else we've seen so far coming through here. Somebody's in a hurry. And is a powerful magic user of some kind.
After you go about 40 feet, the passage curves. You come out into a hallway. You can see on your right side as you're coming out of the hole that there's that doorway that you saw opened from the other side. The one that you would basically the room that you came in here. There's that well. You can actually see it. And there's a large room to the left of you, and that room you're looking at it and you realize there's like a room and then there's a wall taken out of that room. Like the wall has been cracked open. And beyond that you can see the room exists, but you can't see very far into it. But you can hear, anybody can hear this. You can hear like a susurrating, hissing noise.
Okay.
Snakes.
Is-
Snake people?
Yeah, is there any way to tell if it's like an organic hiss or a other type of hiss?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right.
Anybody can do this.
28.
That'll be enough.
19.
I rolled terribly again.
I'm just gonna go off of Nick since he already rolled a 28.
Okay. It sounds like
Okay, I am going to pull out my pistol and look at everyone else and kind of just like whisper very quietly, like, "There's something here. There's something here, right there."
All right, I'm gonna draw my rapiers, or my rapier and my, I don't know how to say that word, my offhand weapon. And I'm
main gauche.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stealthily approach. You said there's a crack in the wall that we can't see. The wall's like cracked open. We can't see what's on the other side.
The wall's
very well.
cracked open. You can see what's on the other side directly, but you can't. Wherever the sound is coming from, it's not coming from line of sight to that hole.
Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak up to that hole, see if I can get a better sight in there.
Swift follows you up.
I'm gonna pull out an alchemical fire.
Natural
Yes.
20 on a stealth roll.
Okay, you're pretty sure.
I'd 10 to that too.
You're pretty sure that you're stealthing. Every day you're stealthing in. So yeah, you're pretty sure no one can see you. As you get up to the crack, do you look in? Do you poke your head in? Do you look around?
Yeah,
What do you do?
my intention is to try and see if I can see who. I'm not going to say who or what. Who is hissing in there? Who is murmuring hissed prayers to Lamashtu?
As you get up there, you see the first thing you see is a massive, something like a wolf, but also like a goblin. It's huge. This very, very horrible looking thing. It's kind of like melted in places, and it's like swinging itself around, but it's actually speaking. That's a good question. Do any of you speak one of the demonic languages, like Infernal, Abyssal, that kind of thing?
Nope.
And you don't know what it's saying.
Just goblin.
Yeah. Oh, and every fifth word you understand. Like it'll say something in Goblin, like
Oh wow.
"dirty one." You know, like think it's pointing to things and using those words.
So it's like a pigeon language, or it's like it doesn't know the word for what it wants.
Yeah, and it's pacing, and you see that as you see where it's pacing, you can tell like at one point it gets really angry and like lashes out, and its fingers hit something in the air, and there's like jagged lightning strikes, and it pulls its hand back.
Huh. Is there anything visible on the floor?
Anything visible or invisible?
Visible.
Okay. I was like, if anything visible on the floor, you
I don't
can't see
think I
it.
can see invisible things.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's pacing in a visible cage. I want to see if it's obvious what the boundary.
There's no like line or anything. It's just that the end of the room is rounded off, and then it opens up. Like literally, you can see it come to a certain point, and then suddenly the walls go in either direction for like 10 feet, and around it, it's like it's inside of some kind of hollow. And there's another one of those wells, like the one you guys tried to get around. You effectively did get around. And there's a tall, thin, white-haired woman wearing a kind of odd armor. Her back is turned to you. She is kind of dancing, chanting, and cutting herself. Like as she does, she has this long sword, and she's dragging it across her stomach, and blood is like dripping out, and then she moves along and drips blood everywhere. And she's clearly invoking Lamashtu's name and throwing her blood at nothing, like where the same place where the lightning strike happened, and it's like like a constellation is forming where the drops of blood hit. And then she goes over and she pulls a human child up. They've got like 20 of them bound here, and she picks one up by the shirt. It's dead. These are all dead. Some of them are very old. And she like drags it over and literally throws it into the well. And this is all you're seeing right now. That's what you see. That's what you see in the amount of time. Like I'm saying, that happens in like a round, and that's all that you get for that round. Because otherwise, she's taking all these actions, and you guys aren't doing anything. So that's what you see.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around to Shiro and flash 2 fingers to indicate that there's 2 targets in there. I kind of want to try to get the drop on this.
I relay to everyone.
He made 2 fingers at me. I don't know what that means.
No, I just do 2, but then 2 fingers with one hand, lift gun with the other, and ready to fight.
Okay. Agwish?
I mean, I have fists. I don't have to prepare anything, but I'm ready.
I
All
would
right,
love to go up there and throw some fire before everyone goes in.
All right. Since you
If
had a
that is-
natural 20, which is not necessarily a crit, but was definitely a crit, I'm going to say that you can get around to go up and do stuff before they notice you. If you get closer than 10 feet, they're going to notice you. But you can get up to, I'd say, 10 feet before because they're occupied. She is cutting herself open repeatedly with a sword and throwing corpses in a well. He's being a monster thing. So yeah, they're not paying attention to anyone coming in here. They don't seem to expect it.
All right. Well, it sounds like Varsha wants to open with a Molotov cocktail, so let's get that on.
Well, I guess we'll make initiative checks now so we can just have them. So go ahead, everybody roll, and then I'll go around asking people.
Okay.
All right. Anybody 20 or above?
I'm at a
22 for
23.
Varsha. Oh,
So Varsha, you're at what?
22.
Okay, so Agwish, you're first at 23?
Well, I'm waiting for Varsha to throw fire.
Yeah, but for future rounds, you'll
Yes,
be
I'm
on
at
it.
23. Yeah.
Okay, anybody between 20 and 15?
I have a 17 for turn.
Swift is going at a 12. Is anybody above 12?
Hero's actually at 12 as well.
Okay, so Hero will go before Swift, so I don't have to deal with Swift right away. All right. Agwish is technically first, but he's waiting for you to throw your fire. So go ahead and throw fire. Who are you throwing fire at?
The woman. We'll see how this goes. Sorry. 22 to hit.
That'll do it. So does it just do fire damage and that's it?
That is. Oh, hang on. Now we have to look at it. So that is 2 points of fire damage.
Okay.
1 point of fire splash.
Okay.
And 1 point of persistent fire damage. So I'll
Okay.
look this up and make sure I know.
All right. Her yell is extremely girlish and high pitched. But when she turns around, she's very clearly like her face, her general features are radiantly, almost inhumanly beautiful. She has kind of an aura of divinity and grace, but her face is worked in a snarl, and her hair is filthy, and she hasn't clearly not bathed in a very long time. Her stomach is completely marked up with cuts and scratches, and so is her right arm. It's like she flayed her right arm at one point, like literally peeled all the skin off of it. It looks like scar tissue from hand all the way up to into the armor itself, and she has claws and dermaliths on that arm. And you realize you're looking at the mark of Lamashtu. She's literally had the goddess Lamashtu change her, make her more demon-like. But otherwise, she's wearing armor. It's got those weird marks on the legs of all places. Both hips have that kind of 7-pointed star. And she sees you, that you threw fire at her. She looks around. Does anybody here, like Shiro, you've got a gun and Swift has a crossbow. Agwish has got nothing, right?
I have hand hatchets that I can throw, but that's about it.
Yeah, you're not holding them at the moment.
Nope.
And Tarn, you use a sword and a dagger, you said?
I have a Mangosh and Suto's rapier.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to try and get... Yeah, all right, well, she'll go for that. Make a fort save.
Oh no, medicine save.
And this is Shiro, you should make one too.
23.
20.
All right. Your gun is getting hot in your hand. It's not hot enough to burn you yet, but your gun's getting hot. Same with both your two weapons, Tarn. But you don't drop them yet. She then barks out some kind of noise, and 3 little shapes kind of stand up behind her and begin moving forward into the room. None of them can. They go down. Yeah, actually, no. All three of them can get up to you guys because I'm assuming. How far up did you go? I should have asked beforehand, but how far into the room did you go to make that attack?
How big is this room? How far inside would I have had to go? Because I would have.
You could go up to 10 feet away from her, which is 60 feet into the room, but you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah, anywhere between that. So anywhere between 50 feet into the room and 30 feet into the room to be in range to throw stuff. I think your range is about 30 feet.
I think so also. I would stay as far back as possible to throw.
Okay, so you're at 30. They can get to you, but they have to use a double move because they're small. One of them is crawling, and the other two are still not very big. But you're being attacked by children, dead children.
Oh,
That is not not a weird image at all. No.
I mean, she's into monsters. But yeah, that's your go and then her go.
I mean,
Garwagosh, you've been holding till she made her attack. You still can go now.
All right, so these things are.
Hold on,
Go ahead.
Varsha, you're saying something?
Could I mean, I went into the room and I threw my bomb. Could I back out to the wall as my third action?
Yeah.
I mean, I just get as close as I can back.
Baby things will get attacks of opportunity on you because they get those.
Oh, okay. So I can't walk. Okay,
you can, but they'll be attacking you.
So they were up. They were already up at me.
They can get 30 feet. You said you would have been 30 feet. They would have moved that 30 feet, and they would have been done. But they do have a special that if they get to attack anything that moves away from them.
I just mean as I have 3 actions in my.
Yeah, you used one to move up.
So I moved, I threw, and then I walk back.
Yeah, and they will attack you.
Okay, because I walked into the middle of them?
No, they get to move when she makes the command sound. I understand what you're saying. I didn't get a chance to do that at the time, so they're there. They're up there.
Okay, then I won't move and I'll...
Okay. So yeah, actually, yeah. No, you should be able to move out because you do have a third action. Yeah, you would have been able to move before you didn't. This is assuming that what you did was you went up, you threw it, and you moved back.
Yeah. I was just...
No, that's fair. That is fair because I didn't take your attack into account. All right. Yeah, you can do that. The 3 things come out 30 feet, but then they have to stop.
Okay.
Agwish, since you were holding for her to do that, you now have your go because she's done it.
So these things are moving up on us
trying
right
to,
now?
yeah. Oh, yeah. They're about 30 feet. You assuming that you might, if you moved up with Varsha, they'd be within range of you. Yes, they'd be like a 5 feet away.
I guess I'm just gonna wail on one.
Okay.
I use my fist. Where's my fist? There's my fist. Too many dice. 17.
No, it doesn't hit.
All right, then I don't hit.
Okay, and that's it for you, or do you do anything else? You have 2 more actions.
I know. I'm thinking. I guess I'll just try to hit again. I'll just take a -1 or the -4.
Okay.
That's not gonna hit. I don't know if I have anything else that'll be useful. No, that's it.
Okay. Do you move or do you stay there?
I'm just trying to stay in the way so that they have to go to me.
Okay. That's your go. Which means now, Tarn, you are up.
All right. Can I safely move to the woman?
You'd have to. You're basically you are 40 feet away from her right now because you moved up to almost 30 feet. But that would have been Varsha, who then moved back. You would have been behind Varsha. So yeah, you're about 40 feet away from her.
Yeah, I'm too far away. Unless I just want to double and then.
Yeah, you could do that.
I think I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, you have to kind of skirt around the horrible babies.
Yeah, I was mostly wondering if I could safely avoid the horrible shadow babies.
Yeah, you'd have to skirt around them. Basically, you'd use your full move, and then your full move again, and then you're there at her, and you can make your attack.
Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna take a stab at it.
As you swing wide, you go close enough that for a second you're like, "Oh my god, that thing! I forgot!" And it attacks the wall, but it can't get to you, even though there's nothing visible in your way. As it hits it, there's like sparks and lightning and everything, and butterfly symbols, like butterflies in the air for a moment.
Butterfly symbols. Okay, that's wild. I'm gonna flinch because that's awful, and I'm gonna roll a 21 to stab at the.
Okay. She steps aside, but you manage to tag her in the horrible arm, but the horrible arm doesn't seem to even feel it.
Okay, that's good.
Basically, this is just bad, me. This is me characterizing her armor class. Like technically, you didn't hit. but
I know, I'm just loving the mental
keep
image of
it
blocking with
fine.
your bad arm. Okay.
Take my little hand.
Oh, that is my. Oh, God. No, not the little hand. That's okay. That's my 3 actions.
Okay. The thing in the cage is now trying to do something. It pulled back, and it's like it's pushing itself forward. And as the lightning thing starts, it's trying to push itself through it. Doesn't look like it's working. Hero, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna walk in and. Oh, God.
He's gonna shoot a baby, guys.
What do you mean? I can't say that because it's messed up to say. I'm gonna walk in and shoot the shadow baby, but I guess I am. I'm gonna shoot. I'll shoot the one that's I guess. How close is each one to Ogwish? Because he's the
They're
one. They're
all within 5 feet of Ogwish. If Ogwish didn't go anywhere next round, he could hit all 3 of them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a pot shot at the one closest to me, or to that I can see.
All right.
And
Gotta relieve Ogwish of his shadow babysitting duties.
41 hit.
It does, and the baby vanishes.
Do I notice anything else? Like, does the cage give way or anything?
No, just as the baby vanishes, like it was never there. Like it's a mirror image spell in the form of horrible shadow babies, which doesn't make sense. Why would a mirror image spell not have is one of them real? Like, what's going on? But yeah, nonetheless, kind of like a mirror image spell, boom, one vanishes.
God, I'm okay. My second action is going to be to reload. Oh no, that'd be my third action because I walked in, shot, and reloaded. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's it for me then.
Okay, so one baby is missing, but otherwise, I believe that leaves Swift, who will try to crossbow. What's her name? And she rolls a 4. Still might possibly hit, but nope, doesn't. Again, the weird, horrible, lumpy demon arm just kind of whacks the crossbow bolt out of the air, despite her +1. And yeah, that's top of the round. That means it's Ogwish's turn.
I guess I'm going to take a swing at the remaining shadow babies, because that's a thing that happens in games like this.
Shadow, babies, woo. Sorry. I'm not that sorry.
23.
23, yeah, you get a baby. Whoosh.
Okay, then I guess I will do a second attack and just take my -4. 22.
Yeah. Thunk. You smack a baby.
Phrasing. So that how many were there total?
There were 3 originally. 1 vanished from Hero shooting it. 1 vanished from you punching it, and then there's this one you punched and it's still there.
The one that I punched is still there.
Yes, it is still there.
Damage? Yeah, give me a sec. And if it does matter, my fists count as magical weapons.
It's certainly nice for you.
9 points of damage.
Oh yeah, you definitely you hit it and it quivers and it's like vibrating and you feel like you see like the back of it go like out and then around your hand. Make a reflex save.
Okay, I'm good at that. 27.
Okay, you managed to avoid. You pull your hand back before it can grapple out and cover you. But it's not a baby. It's made out of some kind of like purple midnight blue goop, and it's attempting to attach itself to you.
Okay. Third action, I try to wash it away with the canter of endless water that I was given.
Okay, so you use the geyser ability?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, sure, okay.
I don't know what that does, if anything, but it's funny, and therefore we're doing it.
Give me 1 second. I had it before, but I need to get it up again. Yeah,
So
it takes one action. It takes one action to do this. You say geyser, and it fires a deluge of water to erupt at a rate of 15 gallons per round. You can direct the stream at a creature, subjecting it to the effects of the hydraulic push spell attack. Make a spell attack. You give a plus 15 to the roll.
Plus 15 to the roll? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
17 plus 15.
Okay, that definitely hits it. Okay, yeah. Roll 6d6 bludgeoning.
Good lord.
We
Hold
should
on. A 6, a 5, a 3, and a 3, and then a 2 and a 5.
So that's how much?
9, 18, 25.
Okay, the 25 damage is more than enough to destroy its body. If it hadn't been enough, the thing would have been knocked back 10 feet. But since it basically knocked back 10 feet and then just disintegrates in parts of it, it's like it just gets washed away. Like if you were spraying like a power hose at like a chunk of gum or something.
It's Goblin Warren Power Washer. Got it.
So yeah, that's what happened.
All right.
It was a random roll that you got this thing.
It really was. And you just like, it's goo. I have water. Okay.
Yeah, well,
I knew
there you
there
go.
would be delightful shenanigans. The decanter got those waters. So
Yeah.
Oh.
That's all three of my things. So I'm good.
Well, Varsha's just staring wide-eyed at this.
And I just kind of like I have no idea. It just happened. I'm sorry.
So, question, did any of that water like go towards this demon woman we're fighting?
No, because that's not how combat works, and I'm not going to give you an extra attack on her just because you use the thing.
No, I mean, and put out the fire I set.
No. She's still burning.
Okay.
She doesn't seem really concerned about being on fire, by the way.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Also, you guys hear a boom noise distant somewhere in the place.
I'm sure
Doesn't
that
like that
nothing
at all.
bad will be coming from that noise.
Something bad is always coming from noises like that. So she's not bothered by the fire. Yeah, I'm gonna throw another one at her anyway.
Okay.
The like extra fire. Is there anything near her?
There's that weird well that she was throwing babies in.
No, I was wondering if I should throw one down the well, but I'm gonna throw one at her. I have so many browser tabs open with information. 21 to hit.
Okay, that doesn't hit her. She, again, the weird demon arm slaps out and like literally slaps it out of the air.
Okay, she does still take 1 splash damage from it, even if it doesn't hit her.
Okay.
So, and she still has 1 persistent fire damage, which I think is until she does something to put it out. She gets 1 fire damage around. Though,
Okay.
that may not do much.
I mean, she certainly doesn't just fall over from it.
Yeah. Well, that's not doing much. I'm gonna turn around and look at the guy in the cage.
Okay.
And pull out one and throw it at him.
Okay.
And that's I have a much worse chance to hit. Guess I'll see. That's only a 15.
Okay. Wouldn't have hit and doesn't hit anyway, and he doesn't even take splash damage because it slams into whatever the thing is it's trying to get through and sets that on fire. So now that's burning and his eyes go wide.
It's an invisible thing that's now on fire?
Yeah. It's the thing that was creating sparks whenever he was dragging his claws for us. But now that it's burning, he like smiles.
Oh, that was maybe that was not okay. Okay. I want to back all the way up to the wall if I can and kind of like get cover, like duck behind the crack, so I'm like looking out, but I'm behind something. If that's possible with the ranges and so on and so forth.
You can move up to like 30 feet per action.
Yeah.
You've used 2 actions to throw bombs.
Yes.
So you can move 30 feet. I'm going to say the best hope for you to find something to hide behind is closer to the wall, where where basically someone clearly broke this wall open to get in here.
Okay.
So
well,
go ahead and make a stealth check when you get there.
Okay. We'll see how this goes. It does not go too well. Stealth. 13.
Okay, well, you don't know for sure that they can't see you, but you did your best.
Yeah. Okay. Took some cover. I'm done.
Okay, so that's 22. First up, Nawalia gets to go. She's going to move and then move again to get right. She's basically heading right out into the room. So I guess she'd only actually move once to get to Ogwish. Yeah, she's going to get up to Ogwish and reach out to try and touch you. What's your armor class, Ogwish?
Oh, I'm making jokes and I'm muted. I said, I don't know. Why don't you tell me what you roll before I tell you what my armor is?
Well, I'm trying to decide if she would
21.
connect. 21's your armor class?
Yup.
Yeah, she doesn't connect. She reaches out, but you manage to like basically fade it. And she's like, okay, the frog thing is moving around a lot. She'll do something else for her next attempt, which is she draws that bastard sword that she was carving across her stomach, the one with like it's got a jagged edge on one side, and she straight up just tries to stab you.
Okie dokie.
29.
Well, that'll hit.
But that's not 10 above your armor class.
That is not 10 above my armor class.
Yeah, so it's not a crit or anything. Okay, it's gonna be a 13 damage.
Ow.
Yeah. As she like the screaming. It's actually the sword is screaming. Like not screaming like, oh, it's got holes in it, so it makes a loud noise when you swing it, but literally swearing, oh, you'll all die. You will be fed to Lamashtu. She will give birth to monsters with your faces. Type stuff.
You said 13?
Yep.
Yeesh. All right, that's a third of my health.
And that's 3 actions? Yeah, that's 3 actions. She made a spell attack, she made a melee attack, and she moved. So that's 3. So she's done.
Did I get an attack of opportunity for her moving away from me?
Do you have attacks of opportunity? They're limited. Specific classes have them.
I have no idea.
No, I don't think you
tell
do.
me.
You're not a fighter, so I'm going to say no. Unless you have the feat.
I don't. So I'm going to go back to...
Yeah. Well, that was on 20. I believe you're up next turn.
Yep. So I'm a little insulted that she didn't attack me, so I'm going to follow her.
Quite frankly, I forgot you were up that close.
I just assumed she was. I'm short.
Well, he's not that much taller than you are.
Fair. Yeah, but he's froggier, and also he has a fire hose. Okay, so first action move, second action devise a stratagem.
Okay.
The result of the stratagem was their attack, so 9 3. Third action, the strategic strike using that 23.
Okay, 23 will hit.
Okay, damage is an extra d6 on top of what the rapier does.
Doesn't he get a bonus for me flanking him?
Well, he hit.
Oh, that's true. It would be
but
5, 10, I guess.
Yeah, but doesn't
He'd
that
have
matter?
+2. He'd have +2, but it's not going to push it above 10 above her.
I'm just trying to cover the bases just in case it mattered.
You're quite right. I'm just saying it doesn't change the result of his roll.
7 total damage.
Okay. You do the damage, and she's like, ugh, but she just seems more irritated than anything else. It's a palpable hit, but she cuts herself for fun and also for magic. So, she's used to being cut.
Roger that.
Maybe not stabbed. That might be kind of new for her.
Yeah, it's a little pointier than what she's used to.
Yeah. But while all that's happening, the creature in the alcove that is looking at the flames, and it gestures and brings all of its twisted claws together in like a fist, which seems like a bad move because it's got huge claws. So it's probably stabbing itself in the paw, whatever, and pulls. And the flames quiver and begin coming in slowly through. And now we'll check to see. Oh, yeah. Okay. There's a bright flash of light and lightning, and the sound of like songbirds crying out in shock and fear and trying to escape, like the warning sounds birds make if something's crashing through the woods. Okay, and the thing pulls forth past where the barrier was and is no longer, and it goes, I'm finally out. And he turns and looks right at where Varsha is hiding. Varsha, make a will save.
Okay. This is going to go great. That's not good. 15.
15. You feel very strange, dizzy, and disoriented. And then you are completely confused as to why you would attack such a magnificent and benevolent creature, a kind of angelic figure that came forth from the world of beyond this one to teach and inspire others. It has so much information that it could impart to you, and you tried to hurt it. You feel very bad about that.
I am. Oh, what was I thinking?
Yep. So that's its round, and now I believe it is first Hero, and then Swift. It's Hero, right?
Hero
or Shiro? Okay, it's Hero. It's Shiro. Okay, I was right the whole time. I was wrong. So, all right, put that on there. Shiro, and then Swift.
Okay, so I'm assuming that where I'm at, and this is just so it clarifies so I don't metagame. Varsha is behind me. She's out of my
she's behind you and
sight.
off to the side.
Right, so I
She's-
can't notice that she's having like an epiphany.
You might notice. I mean, let's give you a perception check. It's
Okay.
fairly high difficulty, but go ahead.
That is a 22.
I mean, it's a little weird that she stopped hiding. Like, why is she standing up? That's kind of antithetical to hiding. Now she's not hiding. So yeah, you do notice that.
Okay.
You don't necessarily know what it means because I don't think you have Arcana or Occultism.
I don't.
Yeah, so you don't know what's going on, but you know she stood up, and that's kind of weird.
And so now so I've noticed that, and I've also noticed that now there's like this other demonic creature on top of the demon woman in the room, and now I have so many choices of things to shoot, and this bad day is getting worse. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take, after seeing the shield or the cage like dissipate, I'll just take that draws my immediate attention, and my first instinct is to fire.
Okay, go ahead.
That was a natural 20 plus total 31.
Oh, that's more than 10 above its AC. Yeah, you hit it. 31, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not more than 10 then, sorry, but it definitely hits. So yeah,
Okay.
it's still a crit, right? Or is it only a crit if it's 10 above?
10 above.
Okay, so it's a hit, it's not a crit.
Okay, so just regular damage.
Mhm.
And that will be 7.
All right. The bullet hits it, and what looks to be blood comes out of the wound, but it's not dead or anything, and now it's turned from Varsha to you. Like, oh.
Quick question: would the perception check would that have been my first action?
Yes.
Okay, so the shot was my second action. My third action is going to be to reload.
Okay.
And that is it for me.
Yep. Swift will point the crossbow. 1 second, I have to look at how good Swift's hit is with this thing. Okay. Yeah, no, it's not a crit, but it does hit. All right. That's 15 damage from her crossbow. Basically she puts the bolt right in where the bullet wound was, and he's like, "Argh!" And he's now like glaring hatefully at her. So it went from glaring hatefully at Varsha to glaring contentedly at Varsha to glaring hatefully at Shiro to now glaring hatefully at Swift. He hates a lot of people right now. He's gone. That was Swift's action. So we are now top around. Ogwish is up. You have a geyser shooting out of your decanter of endless water.
So what I have her, and then there's a demon.
There's her. There was a gooey thing, but that's no longer an issue. There's her directly in front of you attacking with a sword. There's a monstrous thing. It looks similar to the things you saw accompanying the goblins, but bigger and meaner. And it clearly, was kept in a magic cage. So,
I guess we'll go ahead and go after that thing. Well, no, she's on me, isn't she?
Yeah, she's right on you. She just got you with a sword for like 13 points.
Well, I guess here I go punching again.
I'm going to point out that right now you have a decanter of endless water in your hands, firing a geyser, and if
there's a reason.
Go ahead. I'm just telling you that you basically can't punch unless you let go of it. If you let go of it, you're going to have to drop it.
Can't I kick?
That's a fair point. You can make a kick attack.
Yeah, it's an unarmed strike. So I'm going to make an unarmed strike with my foot. I'm going to try to kick her in the face or whatever. Okay. And the reason for this is because I'm going to try a stunning strike. 19 plus 9 is a 28.
That does hit.
Okay, so she is going to take 6 points of damage, and then I am going to need a fortitude saving throw against my class DC or be stunned 1. On a crit fail, it's stunned 3. Let me look up what my class DC is, because I have never tried to do this stuff before. This is all new. Class DC is 19, please.
Okay, stunned 1 means she loses an action.
She loses 1 action, yes.
And stunned 3 means she loses all 3 actions.
Correct.
Okay. So a 18 is a failure.
That is a failure. So she doesn't critically fail. So she's going to lose 1 action a turn.
Okay. So next time she loses an action. Gotcha.
Second action, I'm going to do my best Stanley Spadowski impression and give her the fire hose because why the heck not?
This is a plus 15 to an attack roll. It's a spell attack.
Yep. That is a 28. That's a 13 plus 15.
That's going to hit.
66, you said?
It's 66 if she fails.
Okay.
There's a saving throw aspect to this.
Well.
So, yeah, go ahead and make the attack, and I'll make her fort save.
I did. I just need to make the fort
I
save.
need to do the fort save so you can know how much damage you do. Give me 1 second. I'm going to say your spell DC is probably... That's weird. Do you have a spell DC, or am I just going to have to...
My class DC is 19.
Okay, we'll use the 19. That she makes easily. So she gets 3d6 and is pushed back 5 feet.
Okay. 10 points.
Okay, she definitely takes it. Blasts her back. She slides back 5 feet and is like, "Argh!"
And then my
actions.
third action is to... I'm taking a look at what I have here. I'm going to try to flip to the other side of her, because why the heck not? I'm a monk. Let's do some monk stuff.
Okay.
18 plus 11 to do a cool monk flip to get to behind her.
Yeah, you succeed. You monk flip while the water hits her and sprays her. she's like trying to get the water over her eyes, and you just go you literally roll under her legs and pop up behind her. You
remember when you were a kid and you had the hose and you're holding it, and then if the pressure got too bad and you let go and it just flailed all over the place. That's what I'm imagining is going with the geyser. Yeah.
I'll add to that.
Water all over the place.
I also imagined your stunning strike as you using the geyser to launch yourself into the air first.
Yep. Little air boost to try to kick. Yep.
We will allow that to be canon.
All right, that's my dukes.
All right. So that's you, which means now it's her turn. No, it's not. Does she go before or after? Hold on, a sec. I had the thing written down and I don't remember. I'm going to say Varsha. Varsha, you go, then she goes. So Varsha.
So this monstrous thing is now my buddy. I don't.
You're basically under
he's
the
my
effect
friend,
of a
but
charm person spell.
Okay, but she is not. Nothing like that with her.
No, nothing like that with her. You could attack her if that's what you're asking me.
Okay. I'm gonna try to hit her with my hand crossbow and just that's not much, but I'll see.
Okay.
No, that's a 15 to hit.
Yeah, no, that doesn't hit her.
I don't have much to work with here.
You have kind of lightning thing because she's soaking wet.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, hang on. I can use. I'm smart enough to know this stuff. Varsha is smart enough to know this stuff. I am going to use. I'll use one of my quick alchemy slots to make a bottled lightning.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm gonna. This is worse. This is a worse chance to hit. I should have done this first. Okay. This just
I'm flanking her if that matters.
She's got -4 because it's her second attack.
Yeah.
But she get +2 from your flanking because that's how it works in Pathfinder. So you'll have a -2 to your attack roll.
Do it.
Okay.
Unless you want to save it for the next round, which is fine.
That's what I was wondering.
Well, right now, she is currently standing, sopping wet, with Ogwish behind her, and thus not in the cone when you throw this thing. It hits the splash thing. It hits everything around it, right?
It hits everything within 5 feet.
Yeah, right now he is protected by her.
Okay.
If she does something next round and moves, that might not be the case, but it might. Okay. You don't know. Ogwish could always keep moving himself around her. You don't know. You don't know what would be better.
So I get a +2 from Ogwish?
Yeah, so you only have a -2 because you have the -4 because it's your second attack. But
that's an
2.
18.
An 18. That's not going to hit her armor class, but does this thing do anything to people? Because here's the thing: the reason that does it specify anything about wet people?
Let's see, bottle lightning is packed with create a blast of electricity when exposed to air. Deals listed electricity damage and electricity splash damage. When I hit the target, becomes flat-footed until the start of your turn. Many types. No, doesn't say about wet people.
I am going to say roll a d4.
Okay.
And add the result to your attack roll. Then tell me what your attack roll is after that.
I rolled a 4. That would be a 22.
That will hit her.
Okay.
So it doesn't physically, technically, it does not hit her, but she literally uses that demon arm again to swat it out of the air, and knock it to the ground, which would cause normally some splash damage and so forth, except she's standing in the water. It's dripping off of her onto that floor, and she just spikes the thing into it with that 4 to the roll. So it's enough. And so she takes the results of it. So what are the results?
She takes 4 electricity damage and 1 electricity splash damage.
Okay, so 5 damage. Okay.
And she is flat-footed until the start of my next turn.
Okay, so she loses. Okay, all right. That's what her armor class is till the start of your next turn. Yeah. Anything else?
No. I'm just gonna call it there.
She's like, little vermin.
I am not a vermin. Why does everyone think that?
She meant everybody, not just you. But good point.
I'm just gonna take it personally.
No, you should absolutely. As I said it, I realized. Wait a minute. But yeah, it's not like she would think she would feel bad for saying something mean to you. But that's you. Do you have any other actions? Like that's 2, right?
No, that's 2, but I don't have anything else I want to do, and I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. Okay, she's up next then. Yeah, she's gonna reach out again and go for Aguish with her hand.
Okie dokie.
27.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Make a fortitude save because she's casting cause moderate wounds on you.
Fortitude is not my best. I'm +8. I don't think it's going to matter. I got a 14.
Okay, so you take the full damage.
Just let me know how much damage that is, please.
Yep, give me 1 second. You heal 12 points.
I heal 12 points?
Yeah. She casts cure moderate wounds, even though she meant to cast cause moderate wounds.
I am so confused.
So is she. She's like, what? Why?
Okay. That's a thing that happened. I accept. I'm at almost full again.
And she's looking around and trying to understand what just happened. And so she moves 30 feet away from you, not towards Tarn and not towards Varsha. She's literally moved 30 feet to the center of the room. That's her go. The creature shimmers and changes. It's now a big, shaggy goblinoid with a kind of black nose, almost like a bear nose. Thing you would probably all know a bugbear bite when you see it at this point. It's like that, but with enormous claws on its hands and long, pointy ears growing out the top of its head. And it turns to Varsha and says, "Wouldn't you prefer to talk? We could talk about so many things. Why don't you take all of that heavy, horrible gear off and come over here and we'll discuss things." Make a will save.
I mean, Varsha has a -1 strength and is just wearing, like, clothes.
Yeah, but you've got chemical stuff that you can throw at people. He wants you to take literal all of that off.
Natural 20, that's a 27.
You're not doing it. You are not taking off your gear. You are not getting rid of all your alchemical stuff. Nope. That guy is not your friend. He's trying to get rid of your stuff.
Oh, so I no longer think he's my friend?
Yeah, you successfully, when he asked you to do something that was really antithetical to you, you got it like you rolled a 20 something. Yeah, you are not doing that. You have broken free.
You can't take my alchemical supplies. Not my no.
Oh dear. Oh, I feel very bad. He gestures and 6 magical projectiles appear and head out towards you.
Okay.
You're lucky you didn't do well. You take 12 points of force damage.
Okay. That stung. Ugh.
And then he decides to run up to the woman. Like he runs over to the woman. He can get to her in his round. It's a 40-foot move, but he has 40 feet move, so he can get there. And now the two of them are in the same spot in the center of the room. That was Varsha's go, so I believe, Tarn, you're up.
I don't like this thing. I was hoping it wouldn't be hostile since we accidentally let us out. But, can I roll up on the bear thing? The 25 feet of movement?
She's 30 feet away. He's really next to her. Give me a sec to roll some die. Okay, I'm going to say the way he is positioned, you could get up to his edge, and then he'd be between her and you.
That's fine. Why does everything keep moving further away from me? I'm going to roll. Action 1, roll up on this bugbear guy.
Okay.
Don't need to make any will saves or anything.
He cast cure on somebody else. Not cure. Try.
Okay. Action 2, devise a stratagem. This will be a 23. Action 3, strategic strike, using that 23.
Okay. You attacking him with that?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, which will be. I gotta get some new d6s. 10.
Okay. Yeah, it bites into his flesh, which is rubbery and horrible. But yeah, you do get him. You hit him.
Gross. Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. We gotta distract him from shooting our alchemist. That's me, though.
Yep. So, Shiro, you're up.
Okay. They're right on top of each other, so I'm just going to shoot her now.
Okay, go for it.
And that'll be 14.
Okay, 14's not going to hit her. She's just, even with the flat. Well, wait, no, she's flat-footed.
I think that's just a -2 to 8.
Okay, then no, it won't hit.
Okay. Yeah, I think at this point, I'm going to use my second action to move up, just get a little bit closer, and then my third action to reload, and then that'll be it for me.
Okay. Swift. You guys don't know where Swift went. Like, you don't see her.
Well, she does that sometimes.
A crossbow bolt appears like coming from behind the woman, but she does manage to knock it down out of the air with that weird arm. And you hear she go, "Murph! Next time, guys!" And we cut around to Aguish. You're up.
So there's the big demon bugbear-ish thing and her in the center.
She's 30 feet away. He's 25 feet away. And between you guys and her, except for Varsha, because Tarn was up near you. So he is directly between you and her.
I guess I'm going to mess with him at this point.
Okay.
I'm going to use the geyser to launch myself at him in a weird kick thing, because it visually will be funny.
All right, make an attack roll. I'm going to say that I'm going to give you a +2 because you have a geyser propelling you at it, like some kind of weird water-based Dragon Ball Z character, or a waterbender.
You know what? I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna be like Katara here. So 18 plus 9 is 27. Plus 2 is 29.
Yeah, that will hit him. It's not 10 over his AC, but it will hit him.
Okay. He is going to take max damage of 10. And I'm going to need him to make a DC 19 Fortitude save, please.
Okay. He rolls a 29.
You so-and-so.
So is that a critical success or just a success? Because I don't know if you can critical save.
You can't critical success on a save like that. I don't think it doesn't have anything for it in the rules here.
Yeah. So he just takes half damage?
No, he doesn't.
3d6 instead of...
No, he just... this is me stunning him. He doesn't...
Oh, okay.
He just doesn't get stunned.
Right,
but you're giving me an idea. Shiro, you like shooting things out of the air, right?
That's what I live for.
I'm going to duck under it and try to launch this thing up in the air with the geyser.
Okay.
Can I shoot it?
Well, hold on. No, but he'll be in the air. We have to see if he can keep him in the air until your turn comes around.
This is funny. So acrobatics to get underneath and then attack?
Yeah. Yeah, acrobatics and attack. It is the spell attack, but it's your second attack.
Yep. So I'll take them. I'll take them. So I'll be +11 instead of +15.
And it's not flanked exactly.
That's fine.
Because Tarn is there, but it's this isn't. You're under his legs.
Athletics is a 27, or acrobatics is a 27 to tuck and roll.
Yeah. I'll say you can do that. Yeah.
And then for my attack. That is a nat 20. So that is a 31.
I mean, it's not 10 above his AC, but it definitely hits.
I guess he's got to make a save to see how much damage he takes.
Yeah.
This is the most that I've ever done with a decanter of endless water. This is ridiculous.
22 on his save.
All right, so he's only going to take 3d6.
Mm-hmm.
14 points of damage, and I'm gonna hold him up in the air like I'm balancing a ball.
You pop him up 5 feet in the air.
And that's all 3 of my actions.
Yeah. So Aguish is currently playing like that water game when you were a kid. Like you try to get on it and see if it'll blast you up. Oh wow. Anyway, yeah, Aguish is doing that. Varsha, what are you doing?
Wow. Okay. Well, I have my hand crossbow. I'm going to Maisie's going to hand me a little vial out of my bag, and I'm going to dip one of my crossbow bolts in giant centipede poison and shoot at her.
Okay.
16. That's a 24 to hit.
Just hits. Although she's flat-footed till the end of this round, right? So yeah, it hits.
Yeah, until the end of my round.
Yeah.
So yes. So that's 1d6 from the crossbow hit, and I rolled a 6 for that. And the poison is a DC 17 Fortitude save.
Yeah, she's rolled a 25.
Okay, so
she's got a very high fort save.
So she does not get poisoned. Worth a try. And I honestly think doing those 3 things is my action. My 3 actions.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, crossbow bolt, poison, shot. Yeah, okay. I think you could still move, but...
And I'm good. I don't really want to get closer to this.
Gotcha. All right. That's her round then. She's going to cast Shatter at the decanter.
No!
I mean, she actually had Shatter before any of this started, man. I gotta look up Shatter, so give me a sec here.
I will cry in real life. No.
Our precious magical item that just a half hour ago we had no idea what to do with or who to even give it to.
But you gotta admit, he's made good use of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
The shortest life of a magical item.
I gotta look up the hardness of a decanter. Give me a sec. Sorry, guys.
That's how it goes. That's how playing an RPG goes.
Man, if I had a nickel for every dumb thing, I'd had to go PG in the middle of the session.
I have 5 browser tabs.
I love how as I'm looking for this, I'm looking for the hardness level of it, and one of the first things that pops up is on Paizo's own website, weaponizing decanters of endless water.
Based on the spell description and this thing's description, I'm going to say it's got 30 hardness, and she does 3d10 sonic damage with this thing, and it ignores the object. The object's hardness is 4 or lower. So
as long as she doesn't roll max, I might have a chance.
It's not the hardness that's the problem. When I said hardness, I was incorrect. It's the health of the object.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, she does 27 points of damage to the decanter, which does not immediately shatter it, so it continues casting the spell. She can't cast Shatter again, because you can't just keep casting spells. They take more than you. For her next round, since she's just going to try to stab you, because, what else has she got, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So she only has 2 actions because of the flat-footed, right?
Yeah, she's stunned. There's
she's
a way to
flat-footed.
No, she stopped being flat-footed at the end of my round.
Okay, so she gets 3 attacks, all right. Or 3 actions. 21 going to hit you?
Yes.
Okay. 10 plus 4 plus 1. 15 damage.
Aw. Everything she just healed me with. 15. There we go. Done.
You notice there are butterflies flying around you.
Okay. I'm assuming that I got hit for a loop.
No. Everyone can see them.
Oh.
Oh, you got hit real hard.
You get hit so hard I see it. But she's not going to move away because she's going to make another attempt, although at this point... Does the spell count as an attack? Like, she casts Shatter. Is that an attack?
Yes, that's an action.
So...
Unless the spell requires more, each cast of a spell requires an action. Some spells require more than 1 action.
Yeah, Shatter is a 1-action spell. No, Shatter is a 2-action spell.
There you go.
Yeah, she can't... That's it. She's done. She can't do anything. Yeah. So that's her. Then I believe next up is Tarn, followed by the big monster guy, then Shiro and Swift. So Tarn, you're up. The monster dude's looking really ragged. The woman looks less ragged than him, but she's also taken a couple of pretty big hits at this point. You doing anything there, Tarn? People not hear me? Okay.
Sorry.
Sometimes my computer doesn't let me know that I'm disconnected. So
I had somebody talking to me at the same time. I'm with both Goblin Bugbear thing still. I don't have any cool tricks I can pull with a. Okay,
But he is in the air.
Yeah. He's being air juggled. That doesn't actually help me because now I can't reach him, but I can move around to his friend who's still. She's still around, right?
Yeah, she's on the ground. She's definitely taken some hits, but she doesn't look nearly as rough as he does.
Well, I'm gonna rough her up a little bit then. Do I need to use a move to get to her, or is she close?
Yeah, you would have to use a move because there's like a giant fountain in your way.
Easy. I will move around the fountain for first action. I will devise a stratagem for second. I will roll a natural 1 for a total of 10.
That does not hit her.
Yeah, well, and for my third action, instead of using strategic strike, I'm just going to use a regular attack because that was miserably bad. Nope, that was only 1 better.
Okay,
So I'm so distracted by what's happening that I just.
It's kind of hard to get your combat thing going full when there's a
just
bobbing monster, thing there.
Yeah, there's just a lot happening right now.
Okay.
This never happens back home.
So that's you? That's your go?
Yeah.
Okay. Monster guy reaches out, grabs the woman, and she's like, no! And then she's gone. And that's all he does. He reaches out, he grabs her, and boom, she's gone. She is gone. That is all he does. He does nothing else, as if he can't do anything else. Shiro, you're up.
Okay, so is he still in the air when you grab
Oh,
her?
yeah, he's still bobbing up and down.
Yeah, okay. It's time to go skeet shooting, and
I'm going to say you automatically get flanking for this.
I think that's fair.
He's essentially prone in the air, so I'm going to, you get a +2 to hit. And also, if you miss, roll again, because this should do something. So go for it.
It's like shooting demons in a barrel.
24.
That's going to hit.
What, did you say 44?
No, 24. 24.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, ordinarily a 24 would just be a bit above his armor class. But again, he is prone and being bumped up and down by a water cannon. I'm going to say that's a crit. Because it's just, this is the most ridiculous stratagem and it worked. You got him up in the air. So I'm going to say, go ahead and roll a crit. Roll like you crit.
16.
Is that your damage?
Yeah.
Okay, that's with the crit?
Yes.
Okay. You perforate a bobbing up and down monster guy. You didn't kill him, but he's certainly not doing well, although he's like cackling with some kind of evil laughter. You know how they are. Swift will attack. Sorry, guys! This one almost gets Tarn in the head. It goes like right past your ear.
Yikes.
It doesn't quite hit you.
That's where you're firing that thing.
It's new! So yeah, top of the order, Agwish.
Well, I guess I'm going to try to blast him into the, how tall is the ceiling here?
Like 50, 60 feet up.
Oh, no. I'm going to
You
drop...
got him 5 feet in the air. You could get him 10 more up.
I'm going to try to do that. My first thing, I'll do the spell attack and try to push him 10 more feet up in the air.
Okay, go ahead.
19 plus 15, so 34.
That is 10 above his armor class.
He's got to make the save, right?
Yes, but you still get to do you get to do crit damage on it.
Well, it's either going to be 6 or 12, essentially.
It's 66. It's 3d6 or 66. If he saves, you've crit, so it will be 3. It will be the usual 66, and if you crit, it will be 12d6. Yes, and he did not save. So he rolled a 4, and then with his large save, it's not enough.
Okay, give me a second. So that's a 5 and a 3, a 5 and a 2, so we're at 15 so far.
If you just want to roll 66 and multiply it by 2, you can, if that would be easier for you.
That's fine. So that's 15. So 44 points of damage.
Oh my gosh.
His legs and his torso each fall in different directions. One falls over on the floor over there. The other falls over on the floor right next to you. His horrible bugberry, but with a lot more fangs face is like, you will suffer from them. And then he is quite dead.
I turn off the geyser as my second action.
Okay. You pop in the cork. You're a little concerned with all those shatter marks, but it's still holding together.
I put it away and I stand up and I look at everybody. I have no clue what just happened.
Oh, you washed him in half.
I want to go over to that well, but more cautiously than I did to the last well, where it hit me with that thing, just in case there's anything terrible coming out of it.
Yeah. Do you have religion?
Religion.
Arcana,
I do.
Arcana, occultist,
I have-
or religion.
I have Arcana and Occult. I don't think I.
Make whichever role you think
No.
you're better at, between Arcana or occult.
Well, they are both the same, and I.
Tarn, you get the same deal, and anybody else who has religion or whatever.
I've got occultism and arcana. I do not have.
That's 17.
23 religion.
Okay.
That's 17 Arcana.
How about how about a 25?
Okay. Arcana checks tell you guys that this is a Sanhedrin well. Both of this one and the one outside, and then they are wells of wrath, which one of these specific Runelords, Ogrong, I believe his name was. And if not, I'll look it up and get back to you guys. I know I have a list of them. He had it, and he was the Runelord of righteous fury, which to them is what the wrath sin is to us. And yeah, this apparently these wells in this complex that you're in belong to him. You don't know what the deal was with the monster thing that you just killed, or what the woman was trying to do, or where she is now.
Well, we actually do, right? We know a little bit.
Yeah, you got the note.
Because we got the note, yeah.
Yeah, so you know she was trying to make herself more monstrous to more please Lamashtu.
Do I see anything at the bottom of the well? Like, can I see to the bottom of the well?
There's a Sanhedrin rune literally glowing up, and you can't tell if it's from the bottom of the well or just inside the liquid, which is itself just like seething wrath. It's just anger, fury, rage, just in a liquid form. It kind of looks like purple berry Kool-Aid of evil, The religion check, however, doesn't tell you anything about the well, but it does tell you that those butterflies orbiting around Aguish are symbols of Desna, and Desna is the religious figure, the main god of the town. That the priest that was killed was her follower, and what you remember from the Noalia letter is that her father was very abusive to her and tried to raise her in the Desnan faith, but the Desnan faith is not aggressive or abusive, and you're not sure what happened there. It's almost as if Desna pushed Lamashtu aside and channeled through her instead to heal Aguish, and now Aguish is surrounded by the butterflies of Desna.
I'm going to relay this to Aguish, see if that...
I mean, I felt that she was trying to hurt me, and then I felt the healing, and I was very confused, so that makes sense, I guess? Also, ow, and I'm going to drink the potion or the elixir of lesser life, because I heard. 3d6 plus 6 hit points, 5, 6, so 12.
Lesser elixir of life.
Yep.
No, is anyone here hurt? I am actually a complete medical professional, totally qualified, despite the number of people I set on fire.
Licensed in multiple provinces.
It can go either way.
Okay.
I think I'm the only one that really took any damage.
You got in the middle there.
Yep.
Well,
I am.
Things keep moving away from me.
Aguish is the team tank, which is fascinating.
As I have drank the elixir, I am 3 points from max now. Thank you.
At this point, basically you've done. You want to, we can role play out you going back to town, or we can end it here, or you can do a quick and dirty searching for magical items type thing, because come on, that's what you do. But the actual adventure is at this point over for now. You drove her away, you killed the demon that she was attempting to make use of, you stopped her plan.
With the water.
Yeah, with the decanter of endless water, which, man, I thought that was a relatively safe roll on the random roll, and then you're like, turning it into a death machine. It becomes like it's like a Halo gun. It's like a Halo Gatling gun or something of water.
I will honestly say hydration is important, folks.
Yes, but it also apparently can do 66 damage to you if you're not careful. So
yeah, don't drink from a fire hose.
Yeah,
I had that thing cast an empowered magic missile, and that only did 66 damage.
So how about that quick and dirty search for magic items?
Okay, go ahead and make an investigate check.
Okay, what is?
I think it's basically perception, or
it's just perception. Okay.
Let me look at the Yeah, it's basically just perception.
17 here.
18.
23.
Og.
Eyes rolling. Give me a sec.
Swift rolled so bad that you really don't want to
25.
All right. Agwish, as you're getting yourself together,
I'm well
dusting yourself
hydrated. My
off-
eyes are working extra well right now.
Yeah, you're completely nice and moist. As you're looking around, you actually see the sword she cut you with on the floor. It's like she apparently dropped it when whatever happened.
I look at it. Do I think this is a cursed item that if I pick it up, it's going to like attach itself to my flesh?
You don't know. It doesn't look. It's not dripping with blood or oozing goo. It's just a sword. It does have nice runes carved on it.
So was it still whispering angrily?
The sword was never whispering angrily. She was whispering angrily.
Oh, I thought she was. I thought the sword was.
You definitely said the sword was. I was like,
I thought the sword was cursing at him.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm sorry. No, that was me. I mean, it was her and the demon were talking. The sword is just. I'll just tell you. I don't care. It's a +1 bastard sword.
Yeah, I was gonna say heedless. Heedless of the danger. Aguish will just pick it up.
It's just a +1. It's a +1 striking longsword, essentially.
That I cannot use.
Yeah, well, you can sell it.
100%. I can get my decanter repaired.
Swift comes up with the bag of holding and is like opens it up like gimme.
Yeah, just shove it in there.
Yeah. There's a pair of gauntlets of ogre power.
Interesting.
They're kind of like, since this room is actually full of those sarcophagi, like essentially if you go through the sarcophagi, several of the giants are wearing things. One of them is a pair of gauntlets that come out to be gauntlets of ogre power.
I can't use that with the belt of giant strength, can I? Or can I?
I don't know if you can or not. I don't think so, because I think they set your strength to something. They don't add your strength. They don't add strength. So gauntlets of ogre power, I believe, are 19. And the belt is like, what, 20, 22?
Yeah, the belt's higher.
Yeah, so no, not together. But, I mean, again, you always sell them.
It's true.
Or
other people can use them.
Yeah,
or you could give them to me, and I could go from -1 strength to
+19 strength,
which is
Actually, it's 19 +4 +5.
I think they're both +4 because mine is
+4.
Because 19 and 20 are +4 because I'm at 20 and I'm at +4.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I could go from being the weakest rat to being the strongest rat.
I think the new way that does, because they kind of did away with like the thing and moved over to just the pluses. I think it just becomes a +4. It's not like a 20 or 19. I think it's just it sets it to +4 now. So if Varsha would like to punch things even harder or throw bottles harder, here you go. Strong rat. We are literally turning into that video of the halfling barbarians just rolling around murdering things.
I mean, if anyone could actually use them, but basically she would use this to increase her carrying capacity and haul around even more, dangerous potions.
When you throw things, don't you get that added?
Well, yeah. I was asking. Tarn might also be,
but I'm not sure.
Tarn might be a candidate too because of his sword, right? Tarn, your plus damage on your sword is based off your strength, isn't it?
Yes, which is a 0 right now.
So we can give it to him and his sword, and then get immediately a +4 damage modifier bonus.
It's a +5 item bonus to strength, not a +4.
Oh,
the gauntlets are a +5.
Oh, then I'll take the gauntlets and give you the belt.
The gauntlets, I'll take this belt. That works fine.
Done.
You're using a belt of storm giant strength?
Yeah.
That's a +8 item bonus to strength.
What?
Yeah. Gauntlet
you told me +4.
Gauntlet of Storm Giant Strength is Girdle of Storm Giant Strength is +8. If it's a different giant, it might be weaker, but Storm Giant Strength is +8.
I went off what you told me, which was belt of giant strength invested.
I'm looking at it right now. It's the Girdle of Storm Giant Strength is a +8.
Okay, never mind. You can have the bracers. I'm keeping this, and apparently I've been doing more damage.
Yes, several things posthumously died harder. But yeah, +8. You also get resistance to electricity, 10, and the channel lightning ability.
It's amazing.
Wait, from the gauntlets?
No, from the Girdle of Storm Giant Strength. If the wearer invests and wears both the Gauntlets of Ogre Power and the Girdle of Giant Strength, the items will gain the Apex trait, which grants an 18 Strength and Constitution score to its user, or a +2 item bonus to Strength and Constitution if those stats are 18 or over already, as well as granting the Giant Strength bonus to Athletics and the improved Strength melee damage bonus. The user is still lowered if the user is still lower after the boost. The user will still gain the penalties and resistances for wearing both items.
That is No, we're gonna split those up. That's no.
All right.
I can't be the Juggernaut.
You don't want to be the frog with the strength of a giant.
I cannot. I already have the strength of the giant.
He's rapidly turning into like Frog Thor.
I am.
Very swole.
Get you a hammer and
I will. You know what? I was actually thinking that like simple weapons and martial weapons are things that I can use. I could just run around with a hammer. That's amazing.
Also, the gauntlets of ogre power can be imbued with weapon runes, such as if they were hand wraps or of mighty blows. But this one hasn't been, but you could do that. So whoever gets the
we can deal with that if we come back to this, because I think this is the last thing. So
yeah, this is the last game of this particular session, and we'll be doing other stuff in the future, and we've figured out what that is yet. But okay, that's it for magical treasures. Everything else is just there's a lot of really old coins here. To be honest, you're not even sure what metal they're made of. They're like a red gold color. They're not really gold. They're not copper. They're kind of in between. But they're there. There's a couple thousand of them. You can shovel them in the bag of holding and find out what they're worth whenever we come back. So yeah, that's basically it.
Varsha's wondering if they can. Varsha's going to be staring at this door and wondering if there's any way she can take it home with her.
Well, the door here is not that good. You mean the door all the way back?
Yeah, the fancy door.
I mean, maybe you could hire some people to come out here with you now that you've driven away everything. Maybe you could cut the door up, but that's something we can talk about through emails and work on later.
Yeah, at the minimum, I'll blow a piece off of it with a couple gunshots.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I want to come back and play more Pathfinder. I've really enjoyed this whole experience, and also the fact that I get to play a frog monk just makes me stupidly happy. Like, this is some of the most fun I've had as a player in a long while.
I do think I've been mangling the rules, but I'm learning.
We're all learning. I just learned some things. We're all learning. Fine.
I mean, heck, the last time we recorded, I had to submit an apology because I got the rule wrong.
Alchemist is a class everyone says newbies should not play this class, so I had to play this class, and it's really complicated, guys.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
But you know what? And listen, like you've been doing a really good job with a very complicated class, and like. Sort of like, since this is going to be the end of at least this part of it for now, and we're going to move on to other things, like, I just want to say, like, everybody did really good, especially people that, like, you haven't played this before, whatever, you adapting to the rules. It was super, super fun. Like, I wish Anne was here to sort of get her final thoughts on it as well.
I'm sad that she didn't get to play Swift in the final fight, because she's much more creative than I am, and I was just basically having her hide and shoot things.
But Matt,
I think you almost clipping other people would have been right par for the course.
Oh, 100%. I was going to say, but I do want to say, Matt, you did a fantastic job running it. I love Short King Columbo and the last fight that we had and how useful you were, because that was just stupidly good. I like the fact that Shiro's character, like the interaction you had with the squirrel and the druid before knowing that it was a druid and a squirrel, like the squirrel maybe was a little bit more than just a squirrel. And then getting caught out on your own because you just happen to be slower than everybody else because you're just a dude. like little things like that made me giggle. Like, this was just so much fun.
Rushing down the hill, jumping, bouncing, and then Shiro. All right, just going, running.
Jogging after us.
Oh God, undead guy.
I felt like it was like Gimli running across like the plains of Rohan, where he's just trying so desperately to keep up with Legolas and Aragorn, and he'll get there. He'll make it. He was tumbling, but he got there.
Yeah, he did. I'm really grateful you all let me run this. I enjoyed doing it. I'm glad we got through the module. I made a lot of changes because I was like, this thing's been out for years. I don't want to I want to make changes so people don't actually, if they decide to go read it, they won't it won't ruin anything for them. And it occurred to me in this section that I cut 5 fights out.
Yeah,
because it would have been 6 fights to get to them, and I'm like, nope.
I've heard there was there's a lot of potential fights depending on how it goes. Yeah.
There's a lot of trash in this thing, and I was like, nope.
There's shadows and more goblins and stuff. Yeah,
combat is not any quicker than say D&D. It's still.
I mean, if anything, it's longer because you have more combinations of things you can do than just the standard action move bonus action that D&D has.
I'll refute that a little bit, and just I think that combat in here would have flowed better had we known what we were doing. But,
oh yeah, that's true.
But when we started knowing what we were doing, and like getting the hang of it. Like you could see like the difference between the first combat we were in the town, which took forever and it was only like 6 goblins, to the combat in the factory, the glassworks, to the combat here. Like we were rolling through it and it went like since I'm recording, I'm looking at the time on this stuff. It definitely went faster than the D&D games usually go.
Yeah, this was a relatively complex boss fight. There was stuff going on. Like the charm went off. There was stuff going on. And you guys got through it pretty quickly. I was actually surprised at how brisk you were being.
I'm still not sure if I did the right thing or the wrong thing freeing that demon. I mean, I guess it worked out.
I mean... You gave me another target. It was a hilariously appropriate thing to do.
Yeah, I was like waiting till I didn't think anyone was going to attack the barrier, but you did essentially, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is perfect. So yeah, but yeah, I guess at this point, guys, this is it.
I'm just imagining we've had this great adventure. Everyone's tired. Everyone's heading out, and I'm just going to stop at this door and like be examining the hinges while everyone just wants to go home.
Yeah, and the giant still in there holding it.
Interesting.
Actually, he had let go of it to come see what was going on. But then you killed one and the other one was gone. So he was like, nothing was calling him anymore. So he went back and reopened the door.
Maybe you could get the giant to break off a piece of the door and carry it up for you.
Or, possibly you could get the giant to just carry the door for you. He could lift the whole door. He's more than strong enough.
Maybe we have a new giant friend.
We didn't have a lot of luck talking to him last time. Anyway,
well, here's the thing. I'll be upfront with you guys. He was saying to you guys, just move along, please. I'm watching the door. And then when Swift's going to saying the same thing back to him, like, just move along, please. I'm watching the door. Points to the door. And he's like, you're not watching that door. I'm watching this door. Nobody's. What? Did they hire? What are you doing here? Like, that's why he was kept repeating it slower. He's like, what's going on?
He's our own personal Hodor.
But yeah, who knows? Maybe you guys will make friends with him, maybe not. But thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you to, obviously, Anne. Sorry you were sick and had to leave. Thank you to Phil and Nick and Liz and Joe for always being amazing players. And thank you to all of you. And thank you to me for being here. So, yeah, thank you to all of us. And, we don't know what the next thing is going to be yet, but it'll be something. And we'll get that worked out as soon as we can. Take it easy, everybody. Thanks a lot. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.